was part of the solution. So how does it all work? Does Netflix let you play titles on your TV with an existing Xbox or PlayStation controller? No, it's a little more simple than that. Essentially, Netflix is supplying mobile games to their subscribers. On both iOS and Android, the Netflix app has quietly added a gaming section. It features IP from Netflix series such as Stranger Things, as well as other mobile games that Netflix has bought the rights to. When a user clicks on a game, it takes them to the App Store or Google Play to download the game. After this, you'll be able to play that game within the Netflix gaming section or from the home screen. The only difference is that you get it ad-free. There are currently 26 titles, but the company plans for 50 by the end of the year. So, how is it going so but only 1.7 million daily users? A lot of media outlets are calling this a complete flop, but the truth may be a bit more nuanced. You see, looking from the outside, this launch is a bit of a head-scratcher. It's pretty safe to say that most of you watching didn't have the faintest clue that Netflix was even supplying games. The thing is, it's been around since November of 2021, but the marketing was non-existent. One would think that either they're not confident in what they're doing, or that it's a purposeful but woefully quiet launch. As it turns out, it's the second. Netflix is just experimenting to monitor human behavior. It appears that when they have the data, they could manage a much more purposeful launch. So far, Netflix is utilizing outside game developers to build out its gaming catalog, but the company has bought 3 game studios in the past year, and among them is the Finnish company Next Games at a cost of 72 million. Next Games was the studio behind an existing Stranger Things title, so the acquisition was a no-brainer. Netflix has also reached an agreement with Rock being contracted to work on some Netflix content. He gave me a bit of an insider view as to how things are going behind the scenes. According to him, Netflix really seems to be rushing to get things done. They browsed through his company's catalog and wanted a reskinned Netflix series-themed version of an already existing game. Netflix said that the gaming publisher was not to list the app on the App Store. And also an anecdote to give you an idea of how fast they want things. Netflix wanted to launch a new game in a few months, despite only approaching my source's team just weeks earlier. A Netflix representative told him that they're trying to get a mobile platform together, and their tech is in flux and not quite figured out properly. So it does seem like a bit of a mess at the moment, but we'll see how things go. So the question must be asked, why gaming? Well, it seems that Netflix sees their issues as a matter of user engagement. In a letter to shareholders last year, Netflix named Epic Games among its biggest rivals for people's attention. TikTok and YouTube were also on the list. A senior analyst at D.A. Davidson, Tom Forte, told CNBC that gaming may be a method of increasing user engagement. Quote, "One of the many advantages to Netflix in pursuing the strategy is the ability to drive engagement beyond when the show first comes out on the platform." End quote. To this statement, I don't totally agree. At best, the games only serve as a proxy for advertising a Netflix series. The strategy in its current form doesn't do much to keep people using Netflix. At the moment, these Netflix games are still available on the home screen after downloading them, so users can just launch the game from their home screen without ever visiting the Netflix app again. The tie between games and the Netflix app itself seems a bit weak, but in saying that, I'm sure the strategy would probably evolve greatly with time. As I was just finishing up this episode,